Hello everyone, it is Dr. Boris and welcome back to another episode of Boom Beach. And in the last episode we got started over from scratch. We learned how the rifleman works, we took down a couple of bases, and we got to learn more about the sniper tower. In this episode we're going to be upgrading our headquarters for the first time. It's going to be going to headquarters level 3. And we're gonna see what kind of new items we're gonna be getting, because every single time you're gonna be upgrading your headquarters, you're gonna be getting a new set of items, or not items, but more like buildings and units and abilities that you can use. And we are also going to be upgrading our radar, giving us the ability to explore more on the map. Now I have a couple of chests here and there, so let's see. We got 2 diamonds over here. We got 2 diamonds over there. It's pretty cool. Diamonds is once again the currency you use to get the troops and the buildings done faster, but you can also like instant finish stuff. So, you know, you gotta figure that out on your own. But yeah, that being said, matter of fact, how about we go ahead and upgrade the radar right now? Oh, here's the commander. He's saying upgrading the radar allows us to explore further and interact with others. By the way, what name would you like to be known on? Okay, now I've been thinking for a long time about this, and considering the fact that we have the ability, I think, to change our name into the future. Now I'm not really sure about this, but I still want to go with something that isn't too bad of a name. So I came up with something. It is Reversal V2, as in version 2. I know. It's not really. He's actually saying, I was about to make an argument here. He's saying that name suits you perfectly. I was about to say, I know this name isn't like a real original name or anything like this, but I think it looks kind of cool. I mean, Reversal V2, because it's like my second account, you know. That's kind of cool. Anyway, now that our radar is upgrading, I think it's time that we take out those 2 remaining bases I have left on the map over here. We got a target tree line, and we still have ammo supply, which I said I was going to be taking out for you guys. So in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and go for this. Now over here, target tree line is the lower level, as indicated by the number above it. So how about we go ahead and go for this one? We're going to scout this one first to see what we find over here. And here we have a new defense. By the way, before we get into this, isn't this honestly not the most creepy smile you've ever seen? I mean, look at it. It's looking happy and sad at the same time. Okay, anyway, we got a new defense over here. This is called the Mortar. The second defense you're going to be unlocking into the game is going to be the Mortar at headquarters level 3. Now the Mortar is known for its massive range. It's really massive, especially early on to the game. Can give you big issues, especially if you're using only rifleman and its splash damage it is doing. However, if you do have a troop that can take a hit quite well, it can really pack a punch against this Mortar. For example, a troop that we're gonna be unlocking or introducing a little bit later on in this episode. Another downside to the Mortar is that if units get too close to the Mortar, it won't be able to hit back at those units, because his range is kind of strange. You'll be able to see it in the screen right now. The inner circle of the Mortar, you're not able to hit units in there with the Mortar. Regardless of that though, the range of the Mortar can be pretty devastating and insane, especially in the beginning of the game when you use only riflemen. I already mentioned that before. I can highly recommend putting the Mortar in the center of your base, being able to cover mostly the entirety of your base, and this will make the Mortar a very useful defense until headquarters level 12 or so. Okay, so this Mortar is quite strong, right? We're gonna be needing 3 artilleries to take this one down, because yeah, we can just do it in one hit. But over here we have mines. Now mines is something I could do a bio with, but I'm not gonna be doing that for the sheer fact that the mine works really simple. If you walk over them, which I think we might get in range. No, we don't get in range. Oh, we do. But as you can see, everything around it, just like the splash damage, just like the Mortar, any unit will be getting some damage. So mines are pretty deadly. We actually, as a matter of fact, on headquarters level 2 have been unlocking a couple of mines here and there, so you know, it's kind of understandable. But this base should be pretty easy. I think it would be pretty interesting for the upcoming base that we're going to be finding. Especially if you're new to the game, you might be thinking like, how am I able to take down these bases? But trust me, these aren't like the harder bases that we can find into the near future. Anyway, that being said, we're taking down the metal, get some resources. I'm already overflowing here. It's pretty crazy. And let's go to ammo supply. Now this one is a little bit more tricky because over here you got 2 mortars. So for this particular scenario, I would say just take out one of the 2 mortars. So we're dropping our rifleman over here. I'm just gonna take out the one at the back here. We need 3 artilleries to do that. I was thinking maybe I could make some bios for anything else, but decided not to do so. Another cool thing over here, considering the fact that for every single building we're destroying, we're getting gunboat energy, 3 of it. We can also take care of the other mortar over there at the top as well. And I already mentioned before that I'm going to be making bios for whenever we're unlocking stuff. So you may see a couple of things, like over here the machine gun, that we can already talk about. But I won't be doing that until we actually do unlock it, because then only it's going to be relevant. But yeah, you already see it. It's like a multi-target defense. But I'll be more elaborative on that. Okay. So, victory once again, taking down level 6 base. We're not even level 6 yet, so we're doing really awesome right now. Oh, we actually are level 6. Now, prior to the last episode, I actually have been taking the liberty to upgrade everything to the maximum level. That's something that I will try to do. Now, I got an achievement over here. Achievements gives you diamonds. You have a little chest in the sea that gives you diamonds, and certain other rewards which we will get to once we unlock it will also give us diamonds. Over here, for unlocking a golden storage to level 2, we got ourselves the war chest. How about we use some of our diamonds to instant finish this radar, so that way we actually got some stuff to unlock over here. And we can unlock our headquarters. Now, unlocking the headquarters is going to give us some extra abilities, as I already mentioned before. A new residence is going to give us a mortar, which we already discussed about, and we're going to be getting a flare. I'm just going to go ahead and do this and instant finish this just like that. Boom. Now we got the flare. I do want to take some time to kind of discuss the flare, because it's going to be in handy in this very episode. Basically, the way it works is you drop it somewhere on the map, and all of the units that are on the base, on the field, are actually going to be walking there. So that's pretty cool. And basically that's what he explains. And we got a whole bunch of arrows once again. So what do we want to upgrade next? Now we could go for the headquarters again. In most of the cases I would encourage you to do that, but I want to upgrade my gunboat first, because gunboat energy is always so very helpful. Okay, got another achievement, going to headquarters level 3, another bunch of diamonds, and I think it is time to see what we got on the map. So let's go ahead and unlock everything that we're seeing over here. Starting off with the big spots first. Now, this is pretty interesting. This is the first player base. Lanali, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but you can see it by the name mostly. Most of the time you can actually see it by name. Little diamonds, 7 diamonds, and a medal, of course. And gonna be unlocking this one too. As you already can see, it's more expensive than the last time, because as I already mentioned before, if you upgrade your radar, it's gonna be far more expensive to take down these bases. We have another player base over there. And I figured, let's just go ahead and take a look at this base of this guy, see what he has built. Okay, so pretty interesting base build. It's going to be relatively easy to take this one out. This is a building called the Armory, which we're going to be unlocking on headquarters level 4. It's pretty interesting. You just basically have the ability to take a look at other players' bases as well. Now this base is pretty easy to take down as well, because you can drop some flares. And as a matter of fact, I don't have every single unit, but I do kind of want to demonstrate it to you. Well, this guy's online. Maybe on this base. It would be pretty interesting, right? Yeah, let's just demonstrate how the flare actually works. I think that would be pretty cool to do. Let's just drop 3 artilleries over there, taking care of that of the sniper tower. Now, a cool little tip that you can use is, essentially, if you drop the units, you can drop them over here and they will just walk until there. But you can also drop it over there, and they're just gonna follow the flag until I actually make it over there. Now, what I want to do is I want to go all the way to the right side. And the mortar is cool now, but you can really easily dodge it. Now in this particular case, because I dropped the units at the left side over here, my flare is not lasting forever, so I'm gonna be needing another flare in order to make my way up there. Luckily for us, we do not die because of the mortar, but it has been a pretty close call. And you can even hide behind the trees over there. It's pretty cool, but you can flare behind the trees. So no spot, if you have enough gunboat energy, is going to be safe for a base takedown. Anyway, let's just skip this one until we actually do take it down. So as mentioned earlier, we just upgraded our headquarters to level 3, which also gives us the other buildings that we can place on the map right now. However though, if you want to be doing this and you're already upgrading something, you gotta be waiting until the other upgrade is going to be done. That's going to be taking some time. Now, you only have one builder in Boom Beach, so take that into consideration and make sure you plan things out accordingly before you get started with other things. I'm going to be placing the residence and the mortar in my own time off screen, so that way you guys don't have to wait for that. In the meantime, I loaded up one landing craft with another unit. This unit is called the Heavy. The Heavy is the second troop you unlock into the game at headquarters level true, and this unit is a true tank. Especially early on into the game when used well, this is honestly a moving fortress. It is great at soaking up a lot of damage, and he has a ton of health, so why not use it to take care of the nasty stuff, right? Anyway, remember when we talked a little bit earlier about the mortar? Now this is the unit you really want to use in front of the rifleman to protect him from dying, and pretty much in every single instance in which you have heavies loaded up in your landing crafts, you want to use this one in order to protect your units from dying off. Even though it is great that you got access to the Heavy right now, the combination of the Heavy and the Rifleman put together isn't considered the best one out there, seeing as both of these units don't have a whole lot of range, and the Riflemen are still very likely to receive a whole lot of damage even though that you have the Heavies. In the very near future there's another troop we're gonna be unlocking together, and that's honestly where the Heavy is really going to shine as a tank unit. So in conclusion, you want to use the Heavy in situations where you don't want other more fragile units to die off. So I just went on ahead and tried to find a base in which we can really show off what the Heavy is made of, right? So we're going to be attacking the machine gun just like that. And first we're going to be dropping the Heavy, and then we're going to be dropping the Rifleman. And what you're going to be noticing is how tanky this unit is. It's actually pretty insane. Right now, I would say in the beginning, look, almost no health being done, whereas a Rifleman would be dying in 3 hits. The Heavy can take, like, I don't know for sure, 12, 13 hits before it actually dies off. Now, in the beginning, the Heavy is not going to be all that helpful because you can only load up one Heavy on there. I forgot to mention this in the bio, but you can only carry, no, how should I put this? Like, one Heavy is the value of 4 units, and in the beginning we only got like space for 6. So the Heavy is going to be helpful if we get the landing craft up to like level 3, or is it level 4, in which we can carry 2 Heavies on every single landing craft. So that is something we're definitely going to be working towards too. But this is a really great example of how great the Heavy is. The damage isn't as great as a whole bunch of Riflemen, so that's definitely something to take into consideration, and that's why it's taking me some long time to actually take down this base. I think it's a great moment here to do a little time lapse, sorry for my speech, to take down all of these bases and show you how I actually do it as well. So here we go. Force. So as you can see, I've cleaned out every single base. I could have taken out that is not a player base because this guy was online. We had no ability to attack him. I kind of have a feeling he's offline right now, so we'll get to attacking him very soon. Before we do that, I have a very important tip for you. Right now, we're taking a look at my landing craft. I started upgrading this one. If you're upgrading a landing craft, you cannot change the troops like you can on here. You cannot change the troops and you cannot reinforce the landing craft. That means what you have on the landing craft stays on the landing craft until it's upgraded. If you send out these troops in battle and they die off, you cannot get more units back on that landing craft. That's very important. For some odd reason, that isn't the same with the gunboat, because I still had the ability to send out my troops even though my gunboat wasn't upgrading as well. But just take that into consideration. Very important if you're upgrading the landing craft. Sometimes you want to wait with this if you want to take down a specific base. Specific enough that I will get to that very soon. Anyway, we have another achievement. This one's called Spoils of War. If we get 20,000 gold, we're going to be getting some more diamonds. The next one is 1 million. That's just pretty far away. So yeah, we have one more base that we can take down. So let's go ahead and get over to this player base. And I have no idea what his name is, but a cool thing to take into consideration is that, especially in the beginning, player bases have the most amount of loot. If you take a look at the left top corner, you see victory reward, and over there you can see what that person is holding at that moment for us to have. So right now this guy is upgrading his headquarters, and we're gonna be taking down this base really easily, because the sniper tower can only reach this far, and we can just flare our way to the back of the base. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing, because I kind of feel we do have enough gunboat energy. So let's see what our riflemen are made of. So dragging them over here to the side, and the other checkpoint is going to be over here. So the sniper tower is not going to be touching us whatsoever. The flare is running out, so we're dropping another flare, because otherwise the riflemen are going to be having a mind of their own. And once we made it over there, I just want to let them be for a little bit. Get some extra gunboat energy, and then we're going to make our final move to the back of the base. Right now we should be able to make our way up there. I already scouted this base before, so I know exactly where that mortar can reach us. So as you can see, there's going to the vault right now. I actually do want to talk about the vault a little bit briefly. Actually, I have some time to talk about it right now. So the vault is a storage kind of building. And it's a really important building. Now, in the near future, we're going to be seeing the fact that we're going to be getting attacked, which is alright. It's okay to be attacked in Boom Beach, but the level of your vault determines how much loot you're going to be losing. Loot is also known as resources. So the higher your vault is, the more resources you're going to be protecting. And as you guys can see, we just got ourselves another achievement by taking out this player's base. Very nice. Okay, let's head over to our own headquarters. So right now, as you can see over here, we have the vault. Right now, we're going to be protecting 25% based off what people are attacking us for. So let's say we have 14,000. It actually says at the bottom what is protected by the vault. Now it's kind of confusing how this works, but just take this from this part. But you can be attacked several times, so every single time this is gonna be decreased. So be sure to take that into consideration. Upgrading the vault is, in my opinion, very mandatory. It's very important to actually upgrade this one, which we will do so off screen. That being said, we got timber takeover, seize, 20,000 wood. We also got it for stone and iron. Those are resources we unfortunately don't have access to right now, but we will get access to them in the very near future. Okay, so what we've been doing is we've been showing you guys how the mortar works. We've been showing you how the heavy works. We've been taking down our first player base, and we've cleaned out the entire map. Next time on Boom Beach, I'm going to be upgrading my radar to level 3, so that way we can of course discover more of the map, and we're going to be getting to see what these two do. It's going to be pretty interesting, of course the armory as well. That being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. Did this help you out? Do you guys got any questions? You know, always in the comment section down below. And as always, make sure that if you guys like this video to give it a thumbs up. That being said, my name is Reverse for Boom Beach. I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.